the main event. So I'd like to introduce our first presenter. Philip Cutler is going to be our first presenter. Phil, I can't remember when you won, but I'm sure will tell us. You might remember Phil because his company used to be called Grade Slam, but it's now called Paper. And so, Phil, bring us up to date. You got 10 minutes.
Thanks.
Go for it.
I'll share my screen because I have a quick presentation. I'll walk our audience through here if that's okay. So hopefully everybody can see that. Well, thank you for the introduction there. So my name is Philip Cutler. I'm the Chief Executive Officer here at Paper, formerly known as Grade Slam. So we rebranded earlier this year. I can tell you that the rebrand process is a huge undertaking, so definitely not recommended if you don't have to do it. But it was really important for us at the stage of our business, and I'll talk a little bit more about who we are after. I believe I'm the only presenter here from outside of Toronto. We're headquartered in Montreal, but this really is a national event, and we're really proud to have participated from Montreal. And we're obviously headquartered there. Our team's fully distributed now. Pre-COVID, we had an office in Montreal and LA. Both of those obviously are not really functional right now. And we're the proud winners of the 2016 event. So we won back in 2016. And since then, a whole lot has evolved in the business. I'll talk a bit more about that in a moment. And I'll also mention too that we work with a number of the TiE partners. So Faskin's our counsel, RBC does our banking. We work with BDO, and so we've been really proud to represent TiE, and work with so many great partners. So I'll tell you a little bit about Paper. We tackle a really important problem, which is the equity gap that exists in our schools. I'll be brief. I don't want to bore everybody, but essentially, 10% of families will go out and hire additional support. So, private tutoring or some sort of other supplemental assistance for children. It's always the wealthy families that go out and do that. The other 90% of students are the ones who really need the help, but just can't necessarily afford it. And so we identified this problem. I was a teacher before starting the business, and it was really evident that this was something that existed in all schools. And we wanted to level the playing field for students. And so the reality is this equity gap starts on the first day of school and extends through the whole academic career of a student. So our vision was to create something that leveled the playing field for all students and really delivered educational equity. And from the time we started the business till now, that's really been our mission. The product, the service has evolved, but that has been kind of our North Star that guides us. So how do we do that? We provide a B2B platform as a service solution that allows school districts, so we partner with school boards or school districts, to support every one of their students. And we leverage real live tutors that gives every student within the school district 24/7 unlimited access to tutoring support. And this is all paid for by the district, by the school board. And we build into the district's tech infrastructure, and we're really a mission critical part of the district's operations. So for us, we're really working alongside the school board and supporting all the students there. In terms of our scale, so we support over 600,000 students, primarily in the US, where we have a strong presence in California. I mentioned before we had an office in LA. We also have districts and boards and schools all across the country. But ultimately, this makes us the third largest public educator in the US, which is a pretty ridiculous statistic, but we're pretty proud of the impact that we're seeing. Quickly on our growth. So the business has really grown quickly, which is great. We won TiEQuest back in 2016. I went and found the old logo. I think it's changed since, but we won back then. And it was really that was really the beginning of Paper back then, Grade Slam. We've grown pretty consistently since. In 2018, we took in investment from Google. So we closed our seed round later that year in 2016. And then 2018 took an investment from Google, which really sort of catalyzed a lot of our growth within the school markets. 2019 closed our Series A, and then this year closed our Series B. And we've seen incredible growth. We're on pace for close to 10x year-over-year revenue growth, which is like absolutely astronomical at our stage of business. And we're just fortunate to have built a product that's in high demand right now and solves a compelling problem for our customers. I want to talk a little bit about how TIE specifically helped Paper. So a couple things. First, let's be honest, winning the cash is huge, right? For us, like all startups, we were weeks away from running out of money, as I'm sure a lot of the audience and the other companies, the other finalists and winners can probably attest to. You're always sort of a week or two away from running out of money, or at least it feels that way. We were no different. And we were in the process of closing our seed financing. So the extra cash really went a long way for us. And we were really appreciative of that. The credibility and the exposure that we got from the contest, I mean, that's not really measurable. I assure you, it was probably worth far more than the $50,000 cash. Although at the time, the money was, felt like a drug. But we, it really helped us close the round with recruiting. Like it gave us a lot of credibility in the market. And as a startup in the early days, there's so many businesses that pop up that disappear. It's really hard to sort of present yourself as differentiated if you're trying to recruit, if you're really trying to raise money. Like what makes you unique? Winning a contest like TiEQuest puts you on a map. It really gives you a name and something that is credible, and you can leverage. And then finally, the network. I think everybody within the TIE network has been incredibly helpful. We still continue to stay in touch with Mahendra and Jeff, and I think everybody that we've spoken to has always been as supportive, and we needed all that support in the early days, and we continue to need that support now. That hasn't changed. Attending the TIE Global event was also a blast. It gave us access to an even larger network that was international. So we were really privileged to be able to participate in that, and really appreciate what TIE has done for Paper, and how it really sort of catalyzed our growth. So I'm happy to answer any questions that there may be from the audience. I also put a link up there. I'll put it in the chat maybe after. But if you're looking to get experience joining a startup, we are recruiting. I think we have something like 12 or 13 different open positions right now, and we have our team is just constantly growing. So we're really in a position that we're proud of, and we owe a lot of that success to being part of TiEQuest and what they've done for us.
Well, thanks, Phil. God, you make me feel like a proud parent. It's nice to see, and we're really glad that you're doing well, and that you're not here begging for money this time. That you're actually offering jobs and growing the economy. So it's really gratifying, as from my perspective, who's somebody who works hard to make this thing happen, to see the kind of results that people get from our efforts. So this is great. Congratulations. Please put your questions in the chat, and I will sort of moderate them at the end. I'd like to run through all the presentations first, and then we'll let people ask questions, and I'll try to moderate that. So Phil, congratulations. This is a great, exciting update, and I'm really pleased that we were able to help. So congratulations.
Absolutely. Thank you guys, and obviously feel really honored and privileged to be here today and talk about the success we've had as a business, and the ongoing success, because we're still very much in our early days. A lot of work left to do.
Well, good luck. We're watching you, and we're cheering for you. Next up.